Good morning, everyone. It's your English class, and today we are going to study the first chapter of our grammar book, that is the sentence. This chapter we are going to study today. Okay, so let's start. The sentence. We use words to express our thoughts and feelings. These words are arranged in a groups. Some of these groups make complete sense. For example, Goa has fine beaches. When did you go to Goa? How beautiful the sunset scene was. A group of words that makes complete sense is called a sentence. A sentence expresses a complete thought. A sentence begins with a capital letter and ends with a full stop, a question mark, or a mark of exclamation. So, dear student, here we have to understand a group of words is called a sentence whenever we use some words, and that group of words if gives the sense, that is sentence. If it does not give any sense, that is not sentence, right? Like Goa has fine beaches, so we have used four words here, and these four words are giving a sense, a meaning. That's why we can say it a sentence. So ultimately, we need to understand a group of words which give sense, that is called a sentence. Now let's talk about the phrase. Some groups of words make sense but not complete sense. For example, at night, in the park, of great importance, joys and sorrows, must have verified. A group of words that make sense but not complete sense is called a phrase. Every group of words can't be called a phrase. A phrase must make some sense. For example, as fine, not a phrase, fine beaches, a phrase. There must be a verb in a sentence, there may or may not be a verb in a phrase. So, dear students, secondly, we have to understand first is sentence and second is phrase. In both the terms, we use words. But when there is a group of words which gives complete meaning and complete sense, that is called sentence. But when there is a group of words which give incomplete meaning, incomplete sense, that is called phrase. Like at night, in the park, these are the phrases. These are the groups of words. But these group of words are not giving complete meaning and complete sense. So we need to say them phrase, right? So let's understand this term, means phrase and sentence, with some examples. Suppose you were playing in the park and your mother asked you, where were you? And if you say that I was playing in the park, I was playing in the park, so this is a sentence. But if you say in the park, this is a phrase. Why? Because words you have used in this, but these words are not giving the complete meaning, but some meaning these words are giving. So that's why we need to say them phrase, right? Come on, the first exercise. Speak out sentences using flowing phrases for oral practice. So this exercise you have to do for your oral practice. Like a poor fielding across the street since 2008 to buy some stationery behind the school building, almost impossible, slowly and quietly, with great love and care, should have consulted over the clouds. So you can make some sentences with these phrases, like our poor fielding, we can say, we lost our match because of our poor fielding. Across the street, my house is across the street. Since 2008, we have been studying in this school since 2008 to buy some stationery. I went there to buy some stationery behind the school building. There are some factories behind the school buildings. So in this way, you have to do the oral practice, right? Come on the next page. Exercise 2, rewrite the following passage using capital letters and putting in full stops where necessary. So dear students, you also have to do this exercise. So in this exercise, first thing you have to put the capital letters where there is a need of using these capital letters. Secondly, you have to put the full stops. So I tell you one thing about the capital letters. So whenever we use the proper name, or we can say proper noun in any sentence, in that case, we should use the first letter capital of that word. Secondly, whenever we start any new sentence, so first letter of that sentence is capital. And whenever we end any sentence, if that sentence is assertive or any statement, so we need to put the full stop. So on the behalf of this understanding, let's do this exercise. Let's read first. Rabindranath Tagore was an Indian writer, poet, musician, and thinker. So first of all, we need to put the full stop here after thinker. So please bring out your pencil and do as I am telling you. So after thinker, you need to put the full stop, and along with this, you need to make this R capital and T also capital because it's a Rabindranath Tagore. That's a proper name, and I have told you the first letter of any proper name is capital. So R capital, T capital, right? And Indian, it's I that's written small. That's also proper noun. So we need to make I capital. Now let's come on the next sentence. He was born on May 7, 1861 into a renowned family of Bengal. Then we need to mention here full stop because complete sentence we have written here. So after Bengal, we need to mention the full stop, right? Then we need to make capital of he word means H capital we have to write. Then May means M capital we have to write because May is a month name and month names are proper nouns. And secondly, Bengal. Bengal is also name of a city. So we need to mention the B capital here. Then he published his first collection of poems at 16 years of age. So after age, again we need to mention capital, full stop. And in this sentence, H we need to make capital because the new sentence we have started. And let me see. Yeah, then full stop we need to mention after age. Let's read the next part. He is one of the most influential writers. So again, India has ever produced. The national anthems of India as well as Bangladesh are composed by him. Sri Lanka's national anthem is also inspired by his works. So after that, dear student, we need to put the full stop after him. So here we need to put the full stop, and along with this, let's read this. This H we need to make capital. I this we need to make capital, and this I also B or Bangladesh, right? Then again we need to mention here full stop. Then S we will write in a capital letter, right? Then L also will write in capital letter. National anthem is also inspired by his works, right? Then in 1913, so I again we need to make capital because new sentence we have started. He became the first known European to win a Nobel Prize in literature. Then again we need to mention here full stop, right? And Nobel Prize, that's the name, and we will make capital, and P also we will make capital. Literature, L we will make capital. because particular literature we are talking about European. E also we need to make capital because that's also proper name. Then he set up an experimental school called Shanti Niketan along the lines of traditional gurukuls. So in this H we need to make it capital, and Shanti Niketan S again we need to make capital. That's also name, proper name, right? So dear student, in this way you have to do second exercise, and I will send the answer key to there, and you can match there. Now let's talk about kinds of sentences. Sentences are of four kinds. So here we are going to talk about the types of sentences basically. So let's read this. Assertive or declarative states something. Interrogative asks a question. Imperative expresses a command, request, or advice. Exclamatory expresses a strong emotion. So dear students, whatever sentence we say, those sentences are of four kinds. One is assertive, that's also called declarative. Second is interrogative. Third is imperative, and four is exclamatory. So these four types of sentences are there. Firstly, let's talk about assertive sentences. An assertive or declarative, we can say either assertive or declarative to such type of sentences like which we are going to talk. An assertive or declarative sentence says or states something. Tansen was one of the 9 gems in court of Akbar. He was born in 1506 at Bahat in Gwalior. So, dear student, whenever we declare something, we give a statement. Those statements are called assertive and assertive or declarative. Right? Second point, an assertive sentence can be either affirmative or negative. Tansen was a great classical singer. This is affirmative. As a child, he did not want to learn music. Negative. So, in assertive sentences, means like the assertive sentences can be further divided into two parts. One is called affirmative and second is called negative. Affirmative means when we declare a plain statement, that is affirmative. But when we declare a statement with not, means negative statement, if we declare, that is negative assertive sentence, right? Suppose if I say you are my student, that is affirmative, and if I say you are not my students, then that is negative statement, right? Assertive sentence. Assertive means affirmative or positive. To affirmative we can also say positive and then negative. She is tall, that's a affirmative or positive. She is not tall, that is negative. Let's talk about the second type, interrogative sentence. An interrogative sentence asks a question. How did Tansen become such a great singer? Did he create any new rags? So whenever we inquire something, we put some question. So those type of sentences are called interrogative sentences. Like these examples are written here. Let's come on the next page. An interrogative sentence can be a yes or no question or a WH question. A yes or no question can be answered in yes or no. A WH question begins with a question, word like when, who, why, etc. Interrogative sentence, yes or no question. Were you absent yesterday? WH question. Where were you absent yesterday? Why were you absent yesterday? So dear student, in this we have to understand whenever we put any question in front of anyone, those type of sentences are called interrogative sentence. Secondly, these type of interrogative sentences are further divided into two parts. One is called yes or no question. Second is called WH question. So when we put any interrogative sentence and we can respond of that question either in yes or no, that is called yes and no question. But when we can't respond in yes or no, that is called WH question. For examples, if I say, do you play cricket? Or if I say, do you go to school? So you can reply in yes or no. Yes, I go to school. Yes, I play cricket. Or you can say no, no, I don't go to school. Or you can say no, I don't play cricket. Right? But in WH questions, you can't say or you can't reply in yes or no. Suppose I ask, where do you go to school? You can't respond in yes or no. You need to tell me the place name. Or suppose I ask, what do you play? So what you play, you have to let me know, right? So there are two types of interrogative sentence: yes or no question, WH question, in which we can reply in yes or no. Those are called yes or no questions, in which we can't reply either in yes or no. Those are called WH questions. Let's talk about imperative sentences. An imperative sentence express a command, a request, or an advice. Download some information about Tansen from the internet. That's command. Tell me something about rags, please. That's request. Develop some taste for classical music. Advice. So, dear student, in which sentence we say something to someone to do, those type of sentences are called imperative sentences. Suppose I say to you, please stand up, please go there, please open the page number 10. So I'm just saying you something to do that. So these type of sentences are called imperative sentences. Basically, in these type of sentences, we put command or order, or we make a request, or we give some advice. So these type of sentences are called imperative sentences. Like go away, please close the window, always remain cool. So these type of sentences are called imperative sentences. Let's talk about the exclamatory sentences. An exclamatory sentence expresses some strong feeling. What a great singer Tansen was. How rich the tradition of Indian classical music is. Assertive or imperative sentence and at full stop. Interrogative question mark at the end. Exclamatory exclamation mark at the end. So dear student, now we have to understand exclamatory sentences. When we like or dislike to something and with a strong feeling, we express our emotions. So those type of sentences are called exclamatory sentences. Suppose you see the performance of Tansen and the performance of Tansen was very good. And with the emotion, you say that what a great singer Tansen was. That is exclamatory sentence. But if you say a statement, you can say Tansen was a great singer. Tansen was a great singer. That is a statement. That is an assertive sentence. But if you say what a great singer Tansen was, that is exclamatory sentence. Why? Because in this you are emphasizing, you are putting your emotions, right? So these types of sentences are called exclamatory sentences. Now let's come on the exercise number 3. Write AS for assertive, EN for interrogative, IM for imperative, and EX for exclamatory sentences. So let's do that. What a great playwright Shakespeare was. So by the word and by the exclamation mark, we can understand it's a exclamatory sentence. So we need to put here EX. Have you read Shakespeare's As You Like It? So interrogation mark is in the end, and sentence has been started with have. So that's why that's the interrogative sentence. We need to mention here IN. It is one of the greatest comedies written by him. So it's a statement. Full stop is there in the last. So we need to mention here AS means assertive sentence. Tell me the plot of the play in brief. So this is like we are saying to someone to tell the plot of this play. So it means we are just ordering, we are giving just order. So that's imperative sentence. IM we have to write here. Sentence number 5. How can we lower pollution levels? So interrogation mark is in the end. That is interrogative sentence. In you have to mention. Stop burning piles of harvested crop. So you can see we have put the order. So that's the imperative sentence. Look at the rainbow stretching across the sky. So again we are putting order. So that's why that's an imperative sentence. How colorful it looks. Exclamation mark is there in the end. So you can say that that's a exclamatory sentence, right? So in this way you have to do exercise number 3. Now let's come on the exercise number 4. Rewrite the following groups of words as sentences. The kind of sentences to be formed as mentioned in the brackets. The first word of the sentence is underlined. So dear students, we have to read these sentences, and what type of sentence we need to form that is written in the end of the sentence. That statement or interrogative sentence or exclamatory sentence, whatever sentence we need to put with these words that's written in the end of sentence. And first word means what subject you have to use that has been underlined, right? So let's do this exercise. Gramophone and the lamp include invention. Edison's electric the statement. So these words we have to use and we need to make the statement. And additions, this word we have to make the subject means sentence. We need to start from here. So we can say this sentence, we can write this sentence. Edison's invention include the gramophone and the electric lamp, right? So dear student, this exercise also you have to do in your book. So in this gap, in this space, you can write the answers of these sentences. And soon I'll see the send the answer key. But first of all, you should try. The he 31 invented at only gramophone age the of the statement. So this statement, these words we can say that he invented the gramophone at the age of only 31. Next sentence, bulb he later invented electric the also statements. From later word we need to start the sentence, so we can mention here later he invented the electric bulb also. In this way, let's read sentence number 4. Graham Bell invented the telephone to improve was first of one his jobs by. So we can say the sentence. One of his first job was to improve the telephone invented by Graham Bell. Next, sentence number 5. It paid a Western Union $1 lakh company called for him statement. So we can write this statement. A company called Western Union paid him $1 lakh for it. Sentence number 6. A bulb had to out carry a good 1,000 tests. 6 make electric 2 statement. We can write and say he had to carry out a good 6,000 tests to make electric bulbs. Right. Next, patients have it how much needed much. Exclamation means exclamatory sentence we need to form. We can say here how much patience it must have needed. Sentence number 8. Edison inspirations to life the try from get off command. So we can say it. Try to get inspiration from the life of Edison. So dear student, in this way you have to do this exercise. Let's come on the H part. transformation of sentences, interchanging exclamatory and assertive sentences. Okay, so dear student, this part I will teach you in the next class. So by the fourth exercise you have to do. And now I want to make you understand some writing part we should study. So writing part, we are going to study letter writing and email writing. So for this, you are advised to open the page number, chapter number 35 and page number 169. Chapter number 35 of your grammar book and page number 169 you have to open. So here we are going to study informal letters. So let's talk about the informal letters. Informal letters are letters to friends, relatives, and other dear ones. They are an example of personal writing. There was a time when writing letters was the simplest way of getting in touch with the people living far from us. Technology has now given us easier modes of communication like telephones and emails. Still, there may be situations when we are required to write a letter. The format of an informal letter is given below. So, dear student, in the past, we had only one way and simplest way, that was the way of writing the letters to talk with people who are far away from us. So now we have many options like telephones and emails. Still, sometimes it happens there is a need of writing the letters. So now we are going to learn about the informal letters. So basically, informal letters we write who are our relatives, friends, and dear ones, right? So if you want to write letters to them, so we need to write in format of informal letters. Let's talk about what is the format. So first of all, we need to mention the address of the sender. Sender address means who will send the letter. That person address we have to mention here. After that, we need to skip one line, then we need to mention date. Then salutation, dear Rahul, dear mom, dear father. In this way, you can write salutation. Then message, what message you want to mention there, that you have to write there. After that, just before the ending, you need to mention the subscription. After subscription, you need to mention your signature. So this is the format of an informal letter. Some points are written here. No commas at the end of lines in address, date, salutation, subscriptions. Date can be written as March 28, 2021, or as 28 March, right? 2021. Name of the month in full, no comma, right? So full month name you have to mention. In the message, the tone should be personal and friendly. So whenever you will write any informal letter, so the style of letter should be, not style means like the tone of letter should be personal and friendly. There should be clarity, precision, and coherence along with correctness of grammar, spelling and punctuation in body of the letter. Some examples of informal letters are given in the next few pages. So dear student, on the next page, one letter is written there. This letter you have to study and you have to learn also. Write a letter to your uncle thanking him for the lovely birthday gift he has sent for you. So this letter you have to study. Okay. And you should try to study it by yourself. In the next class, I will explain this letter. So now if you want to ask any question regarding today's class, then you can